Menchville's pitcher Brandon Creswell on in the relief did a great job. Menchville still unbeaten, wins it 4-2 over Salem. Second game this afternoon was Great Bridge. They're the power from Southside. Great Bridge against Lake Taylor. That's a base hit in the left field from Ray Long. It's going to plate Kevin McNeil. They just had, they're 22-2, Great Bridge. Next up, Brian Anderson. This one is going to drive home William Kern. Actually turned out to be an easy win for Great Bridge, 9-0. They've got a couple of great pitchers. One of them right here, Michael Kadire. He pitched a 3-hitter today, 3-hit shutout. Great Bridge, that should be a great game on Thursday when Great Bridge plays Menchville. The winner of that game and the winner of Western Branch versus First Colonial will both move on in the state playoffs. Western Branch and FC won tonight as well. Major League Baseball. This is tonight. Orioles, Jeffrey Hammond.
Nationally ranked in the top 15 in the country. They are all over Lake Taylor this afternoon. Of course, the Titans hurt themselves with the wild pitch and the score. And then Chris Gibson, RBI double to right field. Great Bridge wins it 9-0 over Lake Taylor, so they move into the semifinals coming up on Thursday over at ODU. So First Colonial wins. Menchville eliminates Salem. We've got Western Branch over Maury. Great Bridge blanking Lake Taylor. And the Maury Commodores' hopes of winning the state AAA tennis tournament went down the tubes this afternoon.
Be picked in the first round of the Major League Draft next week. Tonight he was trying to help the Wildcats get into the state baseball tournament. To the bud for the highlights, there's Curtis on the mound in the fourth, facing Shelton Hargett, who will ground to first, but the first baseman can't handle the throw. Eamon Guy scores, and Menchville led 1-0, but the Wildcats come back to tie it in the sixth. Michael Kadire, another player who could go in the first round, scores on the fielder's choice ahead of the throw, ties the game at 1, and in the seventh, Kadire doubles to left. That'll score Kevin McNeil with the game-winning run. Great Bridge ends Menchville's dream of a perfect season, 2-1 the final. That game, they move on to the Eastern Regional Final. They will take on the winner of First Colonial and Western Branch. That game tied at 1 in the sixth. The Bruins take the lead. Troy Summerall doubles to right. Kevin Pearson scores. Western Branch takes a 2-1 lead. Trailing 4-1 in the bottom of the seventh, the Patriots try to come back. Bruce George singles to right field to score Jeff Butler to pull FC within 4-2. Another RBI makes it 4-3, but First Colonial falls to Western Branch 4-3.
First Colonial in the nightcap. Western Branch's Linwood Shackelford. A line shot to Steve Tyler for First Colonial. And then the Patriots were threatening. Tim Jones grounds to first base, so the threat is snuffed out. And it's Western Branch pulls off a little bit of a surprise. They are 4-3 winners over First Colonial. Now the first semifinal this afternoon, nationally ranked Great Bridge hooked up with Menchville in a pitcher's duel. Left-hander John Curtis on the hill for the Wildcats. The big breaking pitch called strike 3. Wildcats, though, were trailing Menchville 1-0, but they come back and win by a final score of 2-1. So it's an all-Southeastern District final tomorrow night over at Old Dominion's Bud Matheny Baseball Complex. 7 o'clock start time between Great Bridge and Western Branch. Now in golf, there's a...
Put a tiger in your tank.
Hello?
Tournament next week. Both schools won semifinal games in the regional tournament tonight. Let me take it to Norfolk, where first Great Bridge beat Menchville 2-1. Two excellent pitchers. John Curtis here of Great Bridge, a possible first-round draft choice, and Menchville's Brandon Creswell here. Both pitchers throwing heat tonight. Menchville would score first, but Great Bridge came back. Curtis helps his own cause, scoring Mike Kadire from third base on the fielder's choice. And then Kadire, also a possible first-round pick next week, finds the gap. That will score Kevin McNeil with the winning run. Great Bridge hands previously unbeaten Menchville his first loss of the season, 2-1, and we caught up with Kevin and John after the game.
Exciting, the biggest adrenaline rush I've ever had in my life. It's just the best feeling I've ever had. This is the biggest game of our life. I don't think Great Bridge has ever been to state before, so definitely had a lot of pressure going on us, you know. Started off slow, and they got the first run. It was whichever team was going to make the first error, and, you know, we did. But we got it back, so we're on to state.
And Great Bridge will meet Western Branch in tomorrow's championship game. They stunned First Colonial 4-3, a tough loss for First Colonial coach Norby Wilson. Western Branch in the dark, Kevin McPherson hits it through the legs of the shortstop. John Antonucci scores from third. Western Branch up 1-0, but in the seventh, First Colonial had the bases loaded, going for the win. Matt Large drills what could be the winning run, but left fielder Brad Defenball with the throw of the year. He nails Dorman Miller at the plate. Western Branch wins the game. A great pitching performance by James Spitzer.
Well, that last inning was like the longest inning of my entire life. After we let off a double, I had no I couldn't even hear anything. I'm still stunned.
Great Bridge and Western Branch will meet for the regional championship tomorrow night or tonight at Old Dominion's Bud Matheny Field. I'll have highlights for you tonight on Wavy News 10 at 11. There's a four-way tie for the lead after one round of the Memorial Golf Tournament.
Both teams will advance to the state playoffs. Great Bridge takes on Lee Davis here. Western Branch on the road versus Mills Godwin on Tuesday. In softball, it was Princess Anne over Salem in the battle.
The Wildcats, as a result of tonight's action, move into next week's state tournament as the #1 seed from the Eastern region. They blasted Western Branch in the region final tonight over at Old Dominion. Chris Duda, base hit to right field. Eric Hardison's going to score, but then they get a runner caught in no man's land. No, you cannot have two men on the same base, but Western Branch botches the play. Couple more runs across the plate for the Wildcats. They win it tonight 12-6. Great Bridge will host Lee Davis Tuesday night, 7 o'clock at Old Dominion in the state quarterfinals, while Western Branch will play their opening game on the road. Eastern Region
Swing from behind to beat Western Branch 12-6. Let me take you to Norfolk. Good crowd on hand for tonight's big game. Great Bridge in the green fell apart in the fifth. Star pitcher Micah Dyer on the mound. Western Branch gets a run across James Spitzer. A 5-run inning for Western Branch. They're up 6-2. Great Bridge comes back with 5 runs in the bottom of that very same inning. Chris Duda singles to right. That scores a run. The runner at second gets caught in a pickle, but Corey Bayswell throws the ball into center field, and 2 more runs come home. Great Bridge leads 7-6. The Wildcats get 5 more in the 6th, and Micah Dyer shuts down the Bruins as Great Bridge comes from behind to win the Eastern region.
These boys, I tell you what, they haven't given up 2 games in a row. They fought back, and they impressed me tonight. They showed they had a lot of character coming back the way they did. We were down and could have given up, walked out of here, knowing we were going to travel next week, but they came back.
These guys have fought all year. We're all competitors, and like I said, I had complete confidence in them, and I knew we'd come back and win this game.
Princess Anne won the AAA softball championship, beating Salem 1-0. Both teams go to the state.